And to the question about kind of, how many steps there are in the interview process. So the short answer is it depends. I'll say that, standard kind of operating procedure, if you were to look at a position with Leidos, for example, is generally speaking, right, you apply, obviously. So after that, ideally, right, you have some folks that you can follow up with so you can follow up on your application. But let's just say, right, your application's brought up and you're screened against the position and you meet the qualifications and the recruiter's going to reach out. They're probably going to reach out in an email and they're probably going to send you a list of questions as far as like what we call like sort of a pre-screen or kind of screening type document. There's a possibility you may do that on the phone, but that's generally going to ask things like your salary range, your availability, maybe a few other questions that are unique to the specific position you applied for. And then after that, assuming that everything, looks good, your resume will get presented to the hiring manager. Sometimes those steps are inverted. So, sometimes the recruiter will have the hiring manager look at the resume first. It just, kind of depends. And then after that, the sort of that face-to-face, or like I said, for certainly the last year plus, a lot of interviewing was done virtually, will be done with that hiring manager. Now, that's basically the most simplified version. But sometimes you may, like I said, you may end up speaking with another individual. Sometimes it might not even be a Leidos employee, right? It might be our customer. So you might interview with your rater, right, your Leidos supervisor, and then you might have an interview with the customer, which is just a person who, maybe works for the government or is a, is a service member, right? And then that customer or that, that individual from the organization that the contract or program is with may interview you as well. And they may have, a panel interview or something like that. So there can be, depending on the level of the position, depending on the customer and the work environment, you may need to be prepared to speak with several individuals. And one thing I'll say about that is this is not unique just to government contracting. There are plenty of organizations, just across corporate America, right, that may have you interview several times and with several individuals for a position. So like I said, it just kind of depends, but the most straightforward would just be recruiter and hiring manager. And then there can be additional individuals that you'll speak with depending on the nature of the work and the position. I'll say generally, if it's a higher level responsibility, and it's a high level program management level position or something like that, or executive level position, you're probably going to be interviewing with several people